Can you hear me now? I'm going to try the microphone again. I don't know why it wasn't working. And I accidentally shut off. I was trying to plug it in. I accidentally shut off my laptop last time. There we go. Okay, let me go into audio. Testing, 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 testing. Okay, now it's using the USB mic. Good. All right, how about now? Now can you hear me? Okay, good. Because I was trying to get these to connect. This has a mic and headphone. Well, obviously they're headphones, but they wouldn't connect to my, like, they connected the day before yesterday, but then they wouldn't connect anymore. And they're really cute because when I turn it on, I can get, sometimes I can get the ears to flash, but they're not flashing. I might have to take these back to the store because they're not working properly. Hey, I should say hello to everyone. What's up, Tony Man? Mr. Dan Horror, how are you doing? King, you always, King's, that's like my ace right there. Oh, there's a bit of a switch to this little 11 Amazon microphone because the other microphone wasn't working properly. So unfortunately, I mean, it's just my janky setup, and I probably am lagging, even though my signal says that I have a strong signal. There's always something going wrong whenever I try to live stream because I'm the jankiest of janks when it comes to technology, especially since I live in an area that doesn't have good internet. I have you can't get any higher. Oh, it's still freezing. Is everybody else seeing me freezing? Tony Man, you know we go back 20 years. You like family. But what was I saying? You have the top internet that you can get in this area, and it's still not. Let me see if I'll try the other router, because it even did that. We even have two different, and we'll see if that one is any better. Okay, I'll switch it to the other router. If it's still freezing, I can't, there's nothing else I can do. Should I start talking about these pins back here, or you guys want to talk about something else? Because I didn't really have much planned, so that's why I just dug out the pin board, which this is going to be almost like history for King, because a lot of these badges, I think I got, well, badges or pins. I think I got a lot of these when you were like a baby, because I started working at a movie theater when I was a teenager, and so a lot of these are from the 90s. You can see not all of them are from the movie theater. Like obviously the I Love WWF one right here, that one I had since probably like 8 or 9 years old. So that's like real history right there. You're treating me like wait, hold on. Let me show this one. You're treating me like Jadakiss treated Dipset the other night. See, I didn't get to watch the verses, but I'm quite sure that it smelled like Black and Miles and Cool Water Cologne. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, I don't even remember where I got the Rodney Dangerfield one. And you see, there is a pull up there, Crank Yankers over here, which this would never. I don't think that would be allowed. I don't think you can make jokes like that today. Not at all. And of course, the Beavis and Butthead movie. All right, you guys have to broadcast about this. King says R.I.P. Dipset. That should be your first video Tony Man 00. You need to do a review of the verses because you know a lot about uh, old school hip hop, especially from the Northeast. I'm sending a Zuni doll and a Conjuring music box. Keep hurting my feeling. Oh, fine. I don't actually. I want the box from Wish Upon. I thought even though the movie wasn't that great, the box that she had was really cool. Somebody needs to make that Wish Upon box. What else is on here? 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag. I didn't see that movie, but I worked in the movie theater when it came out. There's Gridlocked, Eddie Murphy, Dr. Dolittle, Barbershop 2, Liar Liar. Now I know those are my two favorite in the middle. That Star Trek. Well, even though I didn't really love Star Trek Insurrection, the movie, I like the pen and the Star Wars trilogy pen when they re-released it in the theaters, and Men in Black. Another one I didn't see, but I was at the movie theater. I worked at the movie theater when it came out. It was Ever After, so I can't say whether that's good or not. The Frighteners was pretty good. How Stella Got Her Groove Back. What else is on here? Flubber. I didn't go in to see Flubber either. But I watched Austin Powers like several times. Oh, it's hard for me to. There we go. There's Austin. And what's cool about the Austin Powers pen is it's made like the pins in the 1960s, so it's metal and it has like that curved edge. I feel like I'm hosting an episode of Antiques Roadshow because with these 20-year-old pens, Higher Learning, Lake Placid. There's American Werewolf in Paris, and I think it's Lost in Space over there. Oh, is that Stargate? Do I have a Stargate pen too? No, it's not Stargate. It's the Mummy. I wish I had the Stargate pen instead, but I have the Mummy. Species 2, which is holographic. Let's see if I can get it to see how it like changes from that. And then I didn't see Small Soldiers, but I heard it was good. What else I have? Maverick. I totally forgot about that movie. I forgot that even existed. And the Wild Wild West pen is also holographic. Interview with a Vampire. Did I miss any? Oh, Escape from LA. That one was pretty good. What Dreams May Come. Be Cool. Liar Liar. And in the middle here, I have a little tiny Lambda 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 pen, but that's from that. I think I got that at a store in the mall. I didn't get that in the movie theater, but who knows what movie Lambda 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 is from. Yeah, well, let me answer this question. Yeah, when you worked in movie theater, the movie companies would come and they would drop off the pens and you were pretty much required to wear them. So so I just wore whatever pins they gave me to wear. And I don't know if anybody remembers this movie. It was called Trippin'. It was kind of like how do I describe it? It's like a collection of skits that like something that you might see on Key and Peele, but it was in a movie form. And it was always about this kid that was daydreaming. The original title, when I first sent the one sheets to the movie theater, said "G's Trippin'," and then they shortened the title to just Trippin'. Higher Learning was a good movie. I remember Tyra Banks had a bad wave and Rappaport turned to a skinhead. Yes. Not answering the question because he already knows about the Lambda Lambda. Yes, false proxy sections. That is the correct answer. It's Revenge of the Nerds. That's where their fraternity was called Lambda Lambda Lambda. And I used to wear this pin just because it says, "Hi, I don't care. Thanks." Because there were legit people that would come out of the movie theater and want their money back because they didn't like the movie. And it's like, we're not responsible for whether you like the movie. You have to take that up with the actual film studio. And then they would end up watching the whole thing. I get it if you came out in the first 5 minutes, you're like, oh, I bought the wrong ticket or something. There was somebody, who was it that was talking about they worked at a movie theater when either a movie theater or a video store when Sausage Party came out, and that there were people that were taking their children to see Sausage Party and coming out upset, even though they were told before going in that it's a hard R. Side mode. Yes. Yeah, I was working at the movie theater, and Tony Man used to give me free food at the McDonald's at the drive-thru because I used to go to McDonald's on my lunch break. That was 21, 22 years ago because it was in 19 it was either 98 or 99. Same thing when you worked at a video store. Yeah. People that don't listen. Did I miss any comments? Let me go back up. False proxy says and says, "Wow, but I'm as old as Sasha or older, late 70, early 80s." Like, yes, that's why I call you guys my latchkey kids because that's why I end up being so much into movies because I was a latchkey kid that had access to cable TV and I could ride my bike to 3 different video stores. So that was my life after. Well, aside from, I mean, I played sports after school, but aside from playing sports, it was watching movies and watching all the horror hosts like Elvira and Joe Bob Briggs and Commander USA's groovy movies. Okay, I don't think I missed any more. Just stuff about the Philadelphia Eagles. I haven't followed sports in so long. Not even the stuff like I used to love to watch volleyball on television, but then I just lost interest for some reason. And like figure skating and gymnastics, I used to like to watch those too. But let's talk about what's going on in horror. You guys watching American Horror Stories? The like the it's like anthology, but it's different from the regular American Horror Story, which is like just regular anthology series. And American Horror Stories is more like a Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, one episode anthology. I only saw episode 3 and 4 because episode 1 and 2 are no longer available on Hulu. I don't know why, but episode 4 was pretty interesting. Especially they did like this group of guys that it's kind of imitating the hype house style of YouTubers. Okay, it's not even raining or thunderstorming. I don't know why my internet is like this today. Which creep show? Well, let me put this on the screen so people know what I'm referring to. Which creep show, Mr. Dan? The series that's on Shutter or the original movies? Shutter. I watched all of the first season. I have not finished the second season. I did watch. Oh, I should talk about this movie. Did you guys see this movie on Shutter called Candisha? Let me see if I can do a screen share of the trailer for Candisha. That one was kind of cool. And it's a Shutter original. Let's see if the audio goes. Hold on. we go. All right.
Don't ask me for shit that's pretty big. I trip, we own the world, but I've woken up and it don't exist.
C'est quoi ça? C'est quoi cette belle journée? C'est une femme plutôt. Déjà, on va faire flipper même, c'est que c'est vrai.
Je réponds pas à mes appels.
Si on l'a appelé pour se venger de toi.
Okay, it's pixelating like hell. What the hell? Let me try it again. Let me see if it's just that file and go to a different one.
Shop the Google Store to get the Nest Hub. The center of your helpful home. Get it today at googlestore.com.
World don't ask me for shit that's pretty big. I trip, we own the world, but I've woken up and it don't exist.
C'est quoi ça? C'est quoi ça?
C'est quoi cette belle journée?
C'est une femme plutôt. Déjà, on va faire flipper même, c'est que c'est vrai.
Je réponds pas à mes appels.
Si on l'a appelé pour se venger de toi. C'est elle qui a poursuivi franchement un ami qui a réussi à invoquer un fantôme de ta salle de bain. Je suis trop sûre de voir un truc. Non, ça va. Mais c'est une coïncidence là. On a un problème.
Je suis un avocat, je suis célibataire.
C'est pas rejeté. J'ai peur, putain. À tous peur.
Il y a deux façons de stopper sa malédiction. La première, c'est d'appeler le monde, l'exorciser. Seconde, c'est.
C'est quoi la seconde?
Well, that was janky as hell because it wasn't displaying right, but that's what I watched on Shudder, Candisha. It was, I would describe it as being similar to, is it still frozen, or let me check my sound again. Testing. Okay, so it is coming through that mic. All right. Yeah, basically. Was it like pixelating for you too? It kept on pixelating, like it would be clear and then it would pixelate, then it would be clear and it would pixelate. It was weird. Because usually if it was just like my internet thing, it would just have the little circle saying that it was loading or whatever, but no. But I'll finish up my thought and then I'll probably just jump off here because today it's not letting me be great. So I won't push it. I'll just say that Candisha was like Bloody Mary meets Candyman. And I thought it was funny that her name was Candisha, which is like candy. It like the candy and the Candyman. And the audio was doubling itself too. Thank you, Tony T. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. And I'm sorry about the audio dubbing. One day I'll have some like decent equipment and not just I'm working with like a couple years old. It's not even really a full laptop. It's a Chromebook. Chromebook is like 50% laptop, 50% tablet. So it doesn't have all the capabilities of a full laptop, but I'm doing the best of what I have. Yes, I'm most definitely going to watch Karen because it looks like my kind of bad. Especially the type of thriller movies. I think I wrote on Twitter that it reminded me of Do you remember the name of that movie where it was a young couple and Samuel L. Jackson was their neighbor and he kept on terrorizing them? And then also that movie where I never remember the names of the movie. I just remember who's in it. There's another movie where Kevin Costner sold his house, but then he didn't move out of it to the young couple. My Wi-Fi provider is Spectrum cable, and it sucks so bad. What's a pod track? Yes, Lakeview Terrace. That's the one with Samuel Jackson. What's the one with Kevin Costner? And he didn't move out of the house. Like he sold them the house, but then he was like living in the walls or something. I forgot the name of that one, but that one was great too. I mean, they're none of these are good movies. They're not good movies, but they're so fun. Then what was the name of that 90s anthology mentioned on HBO or Showtime? Do you mean Tales from the Crypt? No, but I agree with the fire thing because I enjoy bad movies. It's what I try to get everybody to understand, that I enjoy bad movies. They don't have to be good for me to enjoy them. They just, for example, not too many weeks ago, Joe Bob Briggs showed Things, and it's one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. It's not good, but it was fun. I'm starting a position to make a movie called LaShonda as well. Well, there already was a movie last year. Was it called Loquacia? It was called Loquacia. Like, they've done this already. Stop acting like being a Karen is a racial thing, because that's what I'm getting from your post, that you are referring to Karens only because we've seen all types of Karens. I've seen black Karens, I've seen white Karens, I've seen male Karens. Being a Karen is about being an asshole. It's not necessarily a racialized thing. Anyone can be a Karen. It's just that sometimes the white Karens get away with Karening for a lot longer time than other people. Like, guys who Karen don't get away with it as much as women who Karen. Freak something, like 6 episodes. Was it? It's on the tip of my tongue. It was produced by George Clinton from Parliament Funkadelic. Cosmic Slop. It was called Cosmic Slop, and it was only, I want to say it was canceled after 3 episodes. It's on YouTube. All 3 episodes are on YouTube, though. Yes, Things is bad in a good way. They committed to what they were doing. Yes, bad movies are the closest to, and the thing about a really good bad movie is that when they're making it, they don't know they're making a bad movie. They're so earnest about the movie they're making. That's why when people try to make intentionally bad movies, it never works. Like, do you think that homeboy made The Room thought he was making a bad movie? He thought he was making a masterpiece. Thank you. But I was thinking of some other really good. I think what put me on to good bad movies. Let me think. What's the earliest good bad movie that you guys have remember seeing that really made you feel like, wow, this is really bad, but I enjoy it. And I'm trying to think what would be the earliest for me. Maybe I'm thinking maybe there was this movie from, I think it was either from the 70s or 80s. I saw it on television in the 80s, so I don't know whether it was made in the 80s or made in the late 70s, but it was called like 6 S's. And it was about this guy who got tricked into being an experiment and he got turned into a snake. And I think that's the earliest bad movie that I saw that I really enjoyed. And I was a little bit unsettled by it as a kid. When he was at his halfway point of turning into a snake, that bothered me. Guys are called Karen, they're called Kyle, and they drink Monster Energy drinks, play online, say, fuck you, mom, and punch drywall when they're angry. That sounds very specific. And especially a Monster Energy drink. That's how you know something's wrong with them. The go-to is Red Bull. I don't know why. Why would you drink a Monster Energy drink when Red Bull exists? Yeah, it was, but I think at the time it wasn't considered a good movie. I think it was considered a B movie. But I could be wrong. If somebody has a better memory than me, I mean, I was 7 years old when I saw it. So to me, I thought, well, this can't have been what they thought was it. But yeah, I like those type of movies. I swear, I can't remember what channel it was, but there was a channel that would come on when I was a kid on Saturdays, and they would always play something like that, or Piranha, or oh god, there was this movie called. Do you guys remember The Prophecy? It was about this mutant bear. I recently refound that movie on YouTube because it wasn't streaming anywhere. If you get a chance to watch The Prophecy about the mutant bear in the woods, that's another great one. I don't remember what it's called, Prophecy or The Prophecy, but it has prophecy in the title. Yes, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. That movie didn't feel like a TV movie, even though it was a TV movie. And I used to always confuse that one with Pumpkinhead. I don't know whether it came out around the same time, but when I was younger, I used to think in my mind they were the same movie. Yes, Prophecy it's a lot of fun. I'd love to see like a restoration. I wouldn't say 4K, but just like a Blu-ray version would be cool. Do you guys plan on watching the Suicide Squad? No, Tony Man, not the Prophecy with Christopher Walken. I would show the trailer since I'm having technical difficulty. It's like pointless because it's just going to pixelate. But it's called. You know what? Let me look it up so I make sure it's the right. Give you the year, and then you'll be able to find it. Okay, it's called Prophecy, and it's from 1979. It's this one, or Prophecy, the monster movie. It got a Blu-ray last November. Oh, I need to get that one. Gonna stay up and watch this tonight probably. Suicide. Yeah, because I didn't know there was, for some reason I forgot that it was Warner Brothers, so I didn't know it was gonna come on HBO Max. So I'm gonna watch it too, just to see what Tim Gunn does because I like Tim Gunn. I saw Robot Monster. Oh, I know Robot Monster. If you guys don't know Robot Monster, it's pretty much like a person in a gorilla suit, but then they also have like a astronaut helmet on. it is classic B movie. With a young Armand Asante. You're talking about Prophecy, right? Yeah, because did he play with the Native Americans? That's one of the things that's funny about The Prophecy is that most of the people playing Native Americans in it aren't Native Americans. They're like, one person's like Italian. There's another one is just like a Latino. Well, technically a lot of Latinos have Native blood in them anyways. So, I mean, I wouldn't see a problem with it, but I just thought that was funny that they have this whole Italian man playing the Native American, but okay. Like I said, maybe it was last year or year before last, had Robert De Niro playing the Irishman, and I'm like, okay, if you say so. What was the worst costume? Robot Monster or Lizard Man from... You're talking about the Gorn. His name is the Gorn. He's not a Lizard Man. You know, the fight from Star Wars. I don't know why I know the music from that scene and in the stunt choreography. I guess I've seen it one too many times, but yeah, that's called the Gorn. And I'm gonna say the Gorn costume was a little bit better than Robot Monster. What else has been going on? Did you guys get to see the little? I think it was about 10 minutes long that put a short video of me and Crystal running around Orlando. I'm not great at filming outside just yet. I'd like to get to like Action Kid level status. Like Action Kid's videos, he knows how to film like a go with me type of thing. Yes, two-fisted Kirk punch. And don't forget the roll on your back and put your foot up and flip him over you. That was like Kirk's go-to fight move. And the styrofoam rock throwing. I enjoy that. Oh, but back what I was saying, did you guys get to see that video? What did you think of it? Should I do more stuff like that or nah? Although let me walk that back. I shouldn't even ask whether I'm going to do more of that because I'm not going to do more of that because Florida is a cesspool of COVID, so I'm not going out anymore in the next few weeks or so. We'll see what happens. But I did have fun trying to do a come with me type thing. Old was goofy, but I expect that from M. Night, and I enjoy his goofiness. I liked The Village. I liked Split. What else did I like? I liked Signs. I didn't see Lady in the Water, so I can't speak on that one. I did not like Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it would be fuck him forever for that. Like just that hurt me on a personal level that he would do such a thing to such a wonderful, probably my all-time favorite cartoon series in life. So don't I mean, he's asked for that, but I do like his smaller, crazier films. And I like the cave scene. If you've seen, I'm talking to people that have seen Old, the cave scene, when old girl was in the cave having osteoporosis, that was great. I wish that the effects were a little bit better, but it was still fun. Stop. It was fine. Your other shot was Casadega. Can't wait to see the ghost footage. Yeah, we did all that in one day. That's what's crazy. She landed here in Orlando on Sunday night. I'm sorry, 2 days. We went to the movies that Sunday night, and then Monday morning we got up, ran to Casadega. Then we came back to Orlando. Well, actually, we came back to Winter Park first, and then we took the train from Winter Park, the Sunrail, into downtown Orlando, and went on a ghost tour. And then she had to fly out the next morning. So that's why I know Red Bull is better than Monster, because that's what got me through the day. That was Amok Time, Star Trek episode. Yes, thank you. See, if my mother was here, she would have known that, because she is the connoisseur of Star Trek. She could tell you the episode number. Like, that's wild. She'd be like, that's episode number 24. I'm like, wow, how do you even know that? Yes, Tony T also likes The Village. I like The Village. I think a lot of people crapped on it. I don't know why. I thought it was fun. I mean, yeah, you could kind of figure out the twist, but still, it was still fun. Oh, and of course, The Sixth Sense. That's like I don't think he's ever been able to top that, which is sad. Like when you first come out and you make a movie so great that it gets copied. Number one, a lot of people tried to copy it started a whole new, let's all do a twist ending thing, but never being able to top it is probably got to be difficult. Oh, interesting thing about Old, his daughter worked as a second unit director. You have to move your pins because Chucky and Annabelle are getting annoyed. They'll be all right. Haven't seen The Village in like, yeah, same. I haven't seen The Village since it first came out, but I liked it when it first came out. And I like Bryce Dallas Howard. I like her acting. One of my favorite episodes of Black Mirror is with Bryce Dallas Howard when they had that social credit system that worked a lot like, I don't know, kind of like Instagram ranking, and she pretty much ruined her life trying to get to a wedding. You think Signs is his best movie? I like Signs a lot, and I won't argue with that. You know, I always say on my channel, I always try to affirm letting people like what they like, because it's weird when people argue over what's the best. That's why I never get into the hip hop thing of what's your top 5, because the argument is so arbitrary. People can like what they like. I was saying too, I wrote a comment on Jen's reviews from the grave. If you haven't seen Jen's reviews from the grave, she's really cool. Her and I love that she has her son there, because it's like 2 different generations talking about a movie, and it gives 2 different perspectives, and it's really, really cool. But I had mentioned on her video, because she was concerned whether she would get a lot of flack for saying that she didn't like A Quiet Place too. And I said the same thing. He wasn't a fan of the first Quiet Place. So the second one, I didn't really love too much. I talked about that with Peter on the Sacred Hockey Mask, and that'll post tomorrow on Mild Fuzz Movies channel. But we talked about A Quiet Place too. And I was telling her that I always say, when people get mad at you for having an opinion, what were they like in kindergarten? Like when you found out the kid next to you's favorite color crayons wasn't red, did you just like flip the table and freak out? Like, what did you do? People have different favorite things, and it's okay. We don't all have to like the same things. As long as you respect each other's, likes. Because I can see, like, even with A Quiet Place, I said that I didn't care for it, but I also said it was well made. So me not liking it doesn't mean that it was a bad movie per se, just that it wasn't my cup of tea. Serious question. The doll I've showed you where, I don't think you finished that. I'll find the rest of that. Are you going to see the new Chucky series? I'm definitely watching. I am a Child's Play fan, and I heard that Brad Dourif is doing the voice, and I love Brad Dourif, so I'm definitely going to check out that Chucky series. I should say I was taken aback by the age of the person that has Chucky, because at first I was like, well, this is odd that he'd be so into this doll being as old as he is. And then I remembered I'm old, and I have a Chucky doll, so what am I talking about? Yes, that was a great Black Mirror episode, the one with Bryce Dallas. Well, most of them were pretty good, but that one stuck out. Oh, you're moving the doll to a different warehouse. Or your company's moving to a different warehouse. Should you bring the haunted doll with you, is what you're asking me. Do you feel that doll brings you, the people in the workroom, luck or misfortune? Because that's how I would answer that. Or I would maybe ask a psychic, ask somebody or maybe a psychic medium, ask them. I'm not a medium, so I can't tell you whether to bring that haunted doll with you or not. You should make a video with the haunted doll for your channel. I'd watch that. This recent review dropping tomorrow. Grant didn't like the movie we chose to review. I liked it though. Yeah, that's the same thing. There are times where Crystal and I, when we do Coast to Coast Horror, we don't always agree on horror movies, and that's part of the reason why I use that little image of Siskel and Ebert, and I put our little channel, I guess, avatars over their heads, because that's the way I look at it. Because Siskel and Ebert, one of the things that made them so interesting to watch is they often disagreed on movies. I mean, they always say, "Oh, Siskel gave it a thumbs up, but Ebert gave it a thumbs down," or it would be boring to just listen to 2 people agree all the time. It brings you luck. Anyone else who moves it gets bad luck. Me, I'm fine. So it seems that the doll's taking a liking to you. Maybe you should take it home. Oh, yeah, the zombie debate. She still thinks that Frankenstein is not a zombie. I think that Frankenstein is a zombie. He was reanimated. He was dead, and he came back. He's a zombie. Her argument is that zombies have to eat people, and I think there's different types of zombies. I don't think every zombie has to be a, oh, know what? Let me take that back. Because we have forgotten in our horror landscape about ghouls, because no one really makes movies about ghouls anymore. Ghouls are a thing that were popular in the 30s and 40s, and then it just disappeared, except for there was a time when George A. Romero said that in Night of the Living Dead, that those were intended to be ghouls and not zombies. But I don't know whether he's walked that back before his passing or whether he just went with the zombie thing. But there was a time where he did say that they were intended to be ghouls. You know who your friends are that help you move? Wait, you know who your friends are that help you move a haunted doll? This is true. I'm glad that we had you dying. I hope we bring better content or continue to give good content. That's my goal, is to try to improve the content, try to make things enjoyable, especially getting through this year, because I don't know, I guess we're going to go possibly back into lockdown again. And I'm not sad about that, because I'm kind of a homebody anyways. I don't like being in crowded places. That's why I don't do music festivals. Number one, I don't like the crowds. Number two, I'm not a porta potty person. No, I'm very sensitive about places to use the bathroom, and festivals is not my thing. So me not being around people is not a problem, because I like that. But what I do not like is the 25 pounds that I've gained during quarantine. Right now I'm literally wearing sweatpants because that's what fits. I'm wearing, I think it was George Costanza, or was it Seinfeld that told George Costanza that once you start wearing sweatpants that you've given up on life? He said, Tony Man says, fuck that. By the way, if this was the 60s, you'd be in trouble because you're showing too much shoulder. I don't think so. Not in the 60s. Have you seen the beach party blanket or movies they had in the 60s with the girls? They were always doing the little jiggle wiggle dance in the bikinis on the beach. I think you're thinking of like the 40s. The 60s, they had on the mini skirts. I'm just throwing it in my backpack and sending it to you're gonna send me the creepy doll. Okay. But you said it gives you luck, but it brings everybody else misfortune. They're making another Demonic Toys movie and does oh. I don't like the idea of that, because do you remember I did a review last Christmas of, what was the name of that movie? It was some movie that came on Sci-Fi Channel, this family that went to a house and the toys attacked them. And I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was pretty bad. And I was like, why can't they recreate the type of doll movies we had in the late 80s and early 90s? Is it that they don't want to do the stop motion anymore, or the animatronics? Because with Chucky, there was animatronics, and there was also some scenes where they used a little person. Which, by the way, in the Chucky series, they're doing that again. They're using animatronics, and I saw a picture of I was confused whether it's Meg or Jessica Tilly, because they're both beautiful. The Tilly sisters. I think it was Meg that's the one that was in the Chucky series, and Jennifer was the one that was in Psycho 2 or Psycho 3. But whichever one, she posted on her Twitter page a picture of her and the little person actor that's playing Chucky, and he looks to be a teenager at that. That's the point. Yeah, I know you're kidding, because I don't want bad luck from your haunted doll. I think you should, if she brings you luck, you should have her by you when you start doing your videos. But I think I would probably love to see a live stream of you and King talking about the Locks versus Dipset versus. I just want to see that conversation happen. I guess because Paramount Pictures was the parent. I never knew that. The Paramount was the parent company of Full Moon. And I know there's two different sections of Full Moon. There's Full Moon Video and Full Moon. I think it's called Full Moon Pictures and Full Moon Video, I think. because there was a different the full moon that made like let me think of one of their like the subspecies series is not the same full moon that did like Ooga Booga and Evil Bong. That's like a different section of full moon. Even though they're both direct to video, I guess one is even smaller budget, and they generally take from the backs. What do you call it? The DVD extras that I saw. The movies that are like Evil Bong, Ooga Booga, Ragdoll, those only take 6 days to make. Whereas stuff like Subspecies or I keep wanting to put Castle Freak with it, but Castle Freak wasn't full moon. I think that was Stuart Gordon. But I don't know why it feels like such a full moon movie. Me and King talking about Locks and Dipset with a doll next to me. That's the video. Yeah. And I especially want to hear it because of your age difference. I like to see conversations between Generation X and millennials and Generation X and Generation Z. Those are great conversations too. When both participants listen to each other, they're great conversations. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting to talk about. I talked about Malignant last week. I talked about Dune a little bit. There's something else coming out. Did we talk about the new Candyman? Because that's later this month. I don't know whether I will go to the theater to see it unless I'll have to get up and go to the very first earliest showing at the most, or I should say the least going to theater, so that it's like if you guys saw me and Crystal's mini review of Old, that theater was empty. There was like 6 people in the theater. So if it's like that, I don't mind going, but I have a feeling that Candyman's going to be packed. Charles Band was on a roll when he had Empire Pictures and made Ghoulies, Reanimator, and a lot of Stuart Gordon films. Yes. And also, speaking of Castle Freak, I believe that was that home that was featured, the castle home in that movie, is one of Charles Band's own homes. But yeah, Ghoulies, Reanimated. There's another one he did, From Beyond. That one was really good too. To me, I'm not going to say it's another one of those. Some people might think it's a bad movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the gooey, nasty goriness of it. I like that. I might have said this in another video, but in case somebody didn't see it, I'll repeat it. I became a gore hound around middle school because I discovered this. Well, two magazines. One was called Fangoria and the other one was called Gore Zone. I remember going into the Cumberland Farms, which Cumberland Farms is in Connecticut. It's like a 7-Eleven. It's that type of like little convenience store, but it's usually found in more rural communities. It's not found in cities. So I'm riding my bike to Cumberland Farms. Maybe I was going to get some candy or ice cream or something, and I saw a Fangoria magazine and a Gore Zone magazine, and I bought them both, and it's been over since then. And then I went to the video store and found, let me think, the first thing I saw, Blood Feast. I think Blood Feast was the first one. And then after Blood Feast, I saw Dead Alive. And I think my mother, she couldn't stand how much I watched. I watched Dead Alive so many times. And she was like, why are you watching that disgusting stuff again? I think she was worried about what type of person I would become for a while, because I had posters in my room, because back then Fangoria used to come with these big fold out posters, and they would be of stuff like the Incredible Melting Man, or they might be like a still from Reanimator when the guy's getting choked by there's like a scene where a zombie pulls out someone's intestines. I don't remember if it was his intestines or someone else's intestines, but he was choking the guy with his intestines. Those type of things, and I would hang those on my wall. And I think my mother was a little bit worried as to whether I'd turn out to be a normal person. Okay, Tony Man says, I listened to a podcast yesterday and he was talking about a doll crawling around with a knife in his mouth. Was he talking about the Zuni doll? That sounds like the Zuni doll from Trilogy of Terror. Yes, Dead Alive was a blood fest. And I still love the, like, every now and then, just for no reason, I'll just be like, I kick ass for the Lord. That's just a great movie. I don't know why someone wouldn't enjoy it. And I like the design of the zombies and the whole lore of his mother getting bitten by a Sumatran rat monkey. Like, I like that those things got greenlit. That's fun. We need to get back to that. There was a bit of that I had mentioned earlier about watching Candisha. There was a bit of that in Candisha. Someone gets ripped in half in that movie, and it looked pretty damn good. Like, they used well. I should also note that Candisha was written and directed by the two gentlemen that brought us Inside, the original Inside, not the remake. So if you enjoyed Inside, you might enjoy Candisha, except for the first 5 minutes, because in the first 5 minutes, there's these young people and they're at this like diner, and they keep making these racialized jokes about each other. Like one is calling the other one, saying that, you know, negative things about black people. Another one's like, oh, well, shut up, you're an Arab. And then another one's like, oh, he's just a poor Portuguese. And I'm like, this is weird. This is a weird conversation. Why is everything that you guys are saying to each other? I mean, I'm thinking that maybe it's meant to identify these different characters and what their ethnicity is, but that's not the way to do it. Like, that's just lazy writing, and I didn't care for that type of talk, but that's only the first 5 minutes. Once you get past them, you know, which actually doesn't come up in the story at all. Like, there's no reason to know that this character is Portuguese and this character is Arab and this character's, they're like, that never came back up in the story as an important thing. So I don't know why that was done in the first place. So that, other than that first 5 minutes, it turned out pretty cool. But just, yeah, rewrite that. That was crappy. Bad Taste. Yes, Bad Taste. Oh my God. I think that's when I broke my mother. I remember being a teenager in the living room, and I think she got up and left when they started vomiting in the bowl. She was like, I'm out. I'm not watching this filth. The lawnmower straps. Yes. The lawnmower scene, period. If there was a poster of the man eating the woman out in Reanimator, I have that poster on my wall when I was younger, and I'd have it on my wall to this day. I'd probably put it on a t-shirt. I always, like, as when I was younger and I saw it at 14, I didn't get the full impact of it, but as an adult, I'm like, it's a literal head giving head. And I can imagine the writer's room going, yeah, let's go with that. When you first said the man eating the woman, I first thought of Castle Freak, because the scene in Castle Freak, I won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen Castle Freak, but watch Castle Freak. The original, not the remake. I mean, you can watch the remake, but after you watch the original. Bad Taste was stupid, but it was pretty good too. All right, I've been on here for about an hour, and I'm running out of topics to talk about, because I should have prepared better for today. But after last week, when I had to go through 4 days of looking like, now I feel like I identify with Hellboy more. If you guys saw the picture of where my hand was swollen, like this hand, I still have, you could still up close see where I still have the sting mark. But this hand they're back to normal, sort of, like they're about the same. But last week, this hand was so swollen, I showed it on in my community tab. What was the one where those big-headed folks were eating on a cliff? That was Bad Taste. Yeah, they were aliens and had giant heads and giant hands. I remember watching Dead, Alive, and Bad Taste was kind of the first time that I knew about New Zealand. Like, I knew about Australia from, and this is sad, this is the American in me, because that's how we found out. Our geography in school is crap, so we find out about other places through film. So I found about Australia watching stuff like the Road Warrior movies and Mad Max. And I remember watching Dead Alive and thinking, well, where is he at? because he doesn't sound British, but he doesn't sound Australian either. And that's when I found out about New Zealand. But it is a shame they don't teach us that in school, because that's something that I should have known by 14 years old. Thank you. It was tough because when it was so swollen, I thought I was nervous for a minute because I thought my skin was going to burst because it swelled up to like where my skin looked all shiny because it was so stretched. But I was very fortunate because it's the first time I've been stung and not had to go to the emergency room because I actually had an EpiPen. So that's cool. So I'm going to go. I might still do a full regular review for Candisha. I don't know. Depends on how I feel. I don't know. What should I talk about next Thursday? Should I talk about TV? I'm not sure what to do with these live streams to me. So I'm asking for your opinions on what I should do. Because I'm not sure what I should do. Because when I try to, every time I try to screen share to look at trailers, it doesn't work too well. Either it comes out crystal clear and I get bumped off the app because the movie company's like, hell no, we don't want free promotion. Or it did what it did tonight. So I need to think of something else to do during these live streams. Or do you guys just like the just random chit chat about whatever? Then maybe I'll just keep it like that. Or open it up to have people like call in or something. Maybe that might be fun. Okay, that's 2 for random. So that's what I'll do. I'm just going to call it just random chit chat. We talk about whatever we talk about. That's all right. Everybody votes for random. Good. I like that too. So I'm going to get off here now and see if I can figure out how to get my headphones to work for next week, because I really wanted you guys to see the ears flash. That was kind of like, that's the reason why I got them. But thank you all for coming through. That always makes me feel great that you guys show up and we can have these short little discussions about cool things and reminisce about stuff. Have people stream in. Yeah, that would be cool too. If you guys feel like streaming in, I would love to do that next week. All right, good night all. Signing off. Bye.